What about 5-5s? Yeah, man, we're doing some 5-5s there. Pal, we had my man. We got ourselves Team 2 together with Ezra as a rogue. We got ourselves Cred O'Reilly with Ori in the back chilling. We got skills, and looks like first up is going to be Ungodly Boner. He's an undead. Oh my goodness, he is an undead. Perfect name, dude. Ungodly. I love your name, dude. A big fan already. Playing the Necrolord Frost DK. I like it. Yo, because I want to tell Ori to be out of stealth unless he's actually, yeah, Ori's fine. Ori can be in stealth. He's a boomy. He's not a feral druid. He doesn't give any kind of buffs like that. Ungodly rolling in versus Ori though. I mean versus iFox. I got my names all mixed up. Stunned by iFox though as Ungodly. Not taking the most damage. Looks like iFox actually pulling the pet back, just throwing grenades, going for the kill shots, letting the dots do work. And Ungodly is just going to have a big go versus iFox. Is going to get that chain of ice in there. Needs to go for some kind of like a stunned go versus iFox at some point. Catching up. And that's going to be freezing trap, stopping him. Trinkets out of it. Is he going to go for a stun? Doing quite a bit of damage to iFox though. Not going for like a lockdown with a stun or anything. Big rip, massive obliterate to follow up with a grippy hand. Is going to keep iFox in place. It's going to be a turtle shell. Manic bandage to follow him. And Ungodly better be looking out for his own health a little bit here. Might need to AMS this next go by iFox, especially with the shadow damage behind it. Stun onto iFox has a trinket for it. And it's going to be Ungodly in a really bad situation. Might need to go for heals. It looks like the kill shots go through. He was pretty tanky there, wasn't he? What is Chicago doing? Chicago is running the Ungodly Boner. Chicago, please calm yourselves. This isn't Moonguard. This isn't Goldshire. What are you doing? Chicago, can we be modest here? Just a little modest? Why? Why? Do they know each other? For all you know, they know each other, dude. Okay. Oh man. Gonna be iFox versus Skills. Skills already taking a bit of a beating with those nades. Fear onto the Hunter is gonna go for the Warbreaker. Blade Storm needs to catch up to iFox. Even those skill shots. Gonna go for the parry as well as the Rallying Cry. Every defensive is gonna use, kind of committing a lot here with the trinket out of that stun Stormbolter iFox. Not a lot of health left. Wait, his dots. Oh, he still has no health at all. What is going on? Is his Rallying Cry like a short Rallying Cry or something? Oh my goodness. And that nade just kind of domed the man. All right, iFox doing pretty good. Ezra running out as a sub-rogue. Ooh, I love the helm and I love the transmog. You look like, you know what you look like? You look like the guy from, you look like a character from Bloodborne series. That looks sick. Look at those eyes, dude. This man looks menacing. He's got a sword in his office. He does look like a Bloodborne character. He's got a big sword and a dagger in the other main hand. That is cool looking. Cheap shot onto iFox, going for the Shadow Strikes. Swap it to the pet. I didn't think he meant to. Trinkets out of the freezing trap. It looks like iFox is going to try to see if he can bail out of there. It's going to be the rogue chasing after him. Ezron with that evasion. iFox does not have a turtle shell anymore. Might need to go for another freezing trap at some point. Shadow Melt for a second. Needs to find a way to peel this rogue off of him. It's going to be feign death for a second, but the rogue finds him stunned right after, and iFox just seems himself he has a little bit extra survivability. It looks like he's got himself exhilaration rolling, maybe a camo to follow. Does get the camo. Does the pet have any dots on it? He doesn't. Ezra looking to see if he can Shuriken Tornado him out, Shuriken Storm him out. He's going to be Hunter's Mark on the Rogue. Does not have a Cloak of Shadows to get a reset anymore. So the Hunter should be able to get the opener. Catching up with a lot of health while in camo. And the Rogue is in stealth, but the Hunter knows exactly where he's at. The Hunter's Mark is on him. Hitting him with that flayed shot in the opener is going to leave some traps ready for him. The Rogue close enough to get that cheap shot and get into some Eviscerate Shadow Strikes. Getting it to follow that stun. Getting more of the Shadow Strikes with the Flesh Cut to follow. Going to be a quick muzzle out of iFox, but probably should be looking for that survivability. As Ezra just got the trucking damage, he just continuing to pound damage into iFox. And iFox does have a trinket for the freezing trap. Ezra does not have a trinket himself, so this is actually the perfect turnaround for iFox, but no more trinket. Next unlock could be really bad, unless Ezra just doesn't have the calm points. Did he kidney shot iFox? I don't know if he was able to. But that chakram as iFox bails out with a disengage, taking the Rogue out. Man, that Rogue actually had, I think, the win. I think he actually had the advantage there too. Parry off from Credore. Really early parry. As he's going to trinket out of the freezing trap with the fear onto iFox. Keeping him by himself. Avatar getting procced up. Is it playing Avatar? Or is he playing like Tormented King's Legendary? Stun onto Credore as a reflect is up. Finally, iFox able to get some damage in, and it's going to bail out, kiting around Cray. Uri is playing the Tormented King's Legendary, so that's what it seems like. He's getting a freebie avatar from it. Double avatar, double Blaze Storm too. Catching up to Fox, but doesn't have a free trinket anymore at no health. Dude, it's just over. It's just over. Oh, man. That rallying cry just fell off. So far, iFox has had a pretty easy run, though. That rogue was a bit of a menace. But the warriors... Not the... Definitely, I think a hunter has an advantage over warriors. One, Armor's Warrior for duels. I mean, not much you can do. It looks like Ori is going to take down iFox now. Got them dots rolling. iFox got himself exhilaration. Does have a turtle shell. Carpeting over to Ori. Big roar by Ori with a war stomp right after. Does he have enough damage to follow up? iFox is going to go for feint death, removing some of those dots. And that's going to be Ori. Perfect opportunity for him to get some dots rolling back onto the hunter. Cat form, just staying next to iFox, just needs a little bit of dots and he'll be a-okay. It looks like iFox does melt down after a bit. I don't know if that was a Battle Master trinket falling off of the iFox or whatnot. Lorna is going to be up next. Ori does have a Thorns ready, almost knocking Lorna out in the open with a Typhoon. Very interesting. Ori is going to have to hold the fort though for his team as the last man standing. Boomy on team 2 versus the rest of the team. Gotta be interesting how that goes. Lorna chilling out by the tombstone. But so far it's a stealthy duel between the two. At least for the time being. And one of them is gonna have to pick up the eyes at some point. Watt had a better class design, and since we're all experiencing the game through a class of specs, it says the mindset better. I think Mop had a better class design. At least for PvP, much better class design. I think Watt was a step backwards. It was the prune. I don't think you could say Watt had better class design. I mean, I guess maybe versus current expansion or like BFA or Legion, but it was a step back from Mop. I think there was a better class design. Mop was a better one, for sure. Can partially agree, Daedra. But if you're going to talk about class design, I think Mop is a much better example. Oh, maybe in TBC, like even the pre-Kata stuff was an interesting idea. Gonna be an opener by Lorna. Ori trinket out immediately. Roar into Lorna with a Cyclone. Not gonna get a trinket out of Lorna though. But Ori is able to at least get a couple rats, get himself the Eclipse rolling. That's gonna be quite a bit of damage. The Pharaoh leaping in. That's gonna be Necrolord for Necrolord. Ori has Lorna out in the open. Is gonna go for the big Celestial Alignment. Trying to go for damage. Leaping after Lorna in cat form just to catch back up. Thorns are up and Lorna is under quite a lot of pressure right now. Still trying to see if he can escape away from Ori. Ori also taking a little bit of dot damage as well, but more focused on doing damage himself. Lorna gonna catch up on a regrowth with a couple rejuves, and Ori doing exactly the same thing. Celestial Element is gone. Lorna still has cooldowns of their own though, so they could go for some CDs. Quick Cyclone by Ori. Ooh, he's playing out the new talent. He almost has the instacast Cyclones actually, or basic instacast. So basically, Ori, every time he gets hit, he has a chance to activate Alakir Frenzy, which makes his Starfire instacast. But if he gets two Alakir Frenzy stacks with the on town that he's running, he can make his Cyclone either instacast or almost instacast, which is what we just saw. Which is really, really cool. Gonna be that silence onto Lorna. It's gonna be a bash by the Feral. Got himself full bleeds up and running. Cyclone really quick for Ori. Sneaking in the Cyclones. Very well done. The bleeds are gonna roll him though. And he's gonna get himself a bit of that frenzy region. Ori without a bar skin is gonna be pretty rough here. Another Cyclone onto Lorna. Those quick Cyclones are looking so juicy though. Oh my goodness. Big roar onto Lorna with a Cyclone right after. Trying to go for a Hibernate. Lorna not really doing anything crazy to disrupt the Hibernate. Maim onto Ori. Does he have the go? Yeah, this could be it right here. Does he have the setup? Ori with the Thorns. Big Cyclone into Lorna. Short Cyclone. It's going to be a bar skin for Ori. Does he get any kind of healing? I think while in bear form he does. Frenzy regen, and I think when the Fleshcraft falls apart, got himself a stun while Fleshcraft is up. Very interesting. I think bar skin falling off. Does he get him Frenzy regen? It doesn't. Gonna be a Hibernate. Lorna doesn't shift it. So actually, Ori got himself full CC and got himself regrowths. Oh my goodness. So far, Ori has been taking a little bit of pressure from the Feral Druid. This is Necrolord Feral. It is pretty rough matchup to deal with. Those bleeds are pretty brutal. And Ori is gonna try to see if he can trick it out of this. War Sub Cyclone into Lorna again. It is not DR anymore. He does get a full Cyclone in there. Does get a pretty good clone in there. Regrowths available, and Lorna looking for a big old leap, opener onto Ori, trying to get some damage in. Thorns is up. This is where Lorna is going to back up for a minute. Ori got himself full thorns ready to go. But he is actually a little bit behind on health. Only 31% dampening. Another reopener by Lorna. Getting those stuns. That's going to be a Necrolord Swarm on there with the Feral Frenzy. Has a Tiger's Fury if he wants to use it. But looks like Ori is just going to survive this damage for a little bit. Try to go for the quick clones. Or Lorna does have a chicken finally. Are they going to use it? Using it right here. Trying to see if he can end the duel. Bash by Ori. Hibernate onto Lorna. Shifting it. And that's going to be back in that count from Ori. Does he survive it or does he go down? Looks like he went for a bow. A graceful bow by this druid. He knew what happened. He realized, you know what? It's a good duel. He went for a bow when he was like, you know what? He knew when the checkmate hit. That was such a graceful bow. I love this guy. I love Ori. You know what? I know iFox just had himself a hell of a game. I know it was a really clutch when the Feral won that, but I really I like the cut of his jib. That was a really graceful loss. This man plays well, and I love that. I love that. Oh my goodness, boys.